Budget issues are real issues. We happen to have a mayor who wishes to include you as a part of the process as we tackle the challenges of closing a budget gap moving into another fiscal year. Today, many of you already have in your hand the 2011 Baltimore Citizen Survey. Today, we are going to break up into groups.
The lower pages, but what about the other one? Are we supposed to use that book to do this?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I just wanted to ask a question about the long-term trends here. Yeah. If I understand you correctly about where the costs, the increased costs in the pension are coming from, it's based on the stock market, and it's based on the investment. But it seems that there's a really big structural kind of crisis here, right? That this is not, we need to trim some corners and, skimp on a couple of things. This looks like actually what we're facing is like years and years and years of austerity. The emergent consensus is that austerity is suicide, right? That what we're going to look at here is like a spiral of, disinvestment, decay. We're not going to have the money to do any of the things that we want to do. The economy is not going to come back in the same way. Right here.
I wrote in some numbers that were not on the paper.
Okay.
The first is under public safety. 11A would be to ground the police helicopter except in extreme emergencies. Just like we don't have the fire trucks roaming around the city looking for a fire, that helicopter costs thousands of dollars an hour to keep in the sky. The other one is more complex. And number 29 would be a moratorium on foreclosures.
I love Baltimore, God help me, and I've always lived here, and I've always believed that if we make Baltimore the city it can be, developers will flock here without being enticed. Instead, we discount it by saying to them, oh, we have to give you money here, let us give you money to bring you here. Well, gee, they're bringing jobs. Well, great, they're bringing jobs, but where are these employees living? As my friend here said, this list is curated. You curated it. I understand you didn't have much room. You didn't have room to put others, which would have been nice because we've all been adding others. But, I'm really upset.
The National Taxpayers Conference most recent study found that we are at the bottom of the top 50 cities in the country with our compression ratio of 1.03. How does this happen? It happens because of the systemic underassessment of commercial properties to the rate of about $75 million lost revenue in the city per year.
But one thing I wanted to bring out to you, I am absolutely against outsourcing. What if the city started hiring people and as they're redoing their contracts, the new city employees contributed to their pension? Would that not offset it? Because I think the one thing that's missing in your paper is people. You got to get people back to work.
Can we extend this a half hour if people are willing to stay?
No.
I'm here because I'm concerned about the way the city's spending its money. There's a lot about the way the city's spending its money on developers, tax breaks, things that are making the city flashy, like the Grand Prix and stuff like that. I'm concerned with our involvement with the Baltimore Development Corporation. I think that needs to be investigated. I think we're focusing on things that make the city attractive to tourists and not even doing a good job at that, rather than focusing on what makes the city livable. I'm a little suspicious, honestly. It was sort of a quick, here's the budget, here's the workshop, here's a form that was clearly a little bit. A lot of people, I think, expressed a little distrust.
Well, I guess the point of the meeting was for them, the mayor, and all to make us feel like the cuts that they're about to make is the only choices that they have to cut, and to make us believe that there's no other alternative.
Okay.
But as we saw today, that no one in there really was fooled by that. We realized that, wait a minute, there's other choices that could be made This is not all. You just pick the, you know, the worst ones and put them on the paper and it's just like choose.
You know, this is a city that's struggling and people are living in poverty, and the effects of that are really invisible, and it's only when we all come together and talk about what and make visible those costs, you know, that you know, we can try to transform this.